Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear student, Assalamu alaikum. It's me, Dr. Mansoor Khan, Assistant Professor, Department of Chemistry, Guwahati University of Science and Technology. Today I am going to deliver my 18th lecture, which is based on wind energy. This slide shows the outline of today's lecture, which will cover brief introduction to solar energy, passive solar energy, active solar energy, introduction to wind energy, and finally advantages and disadvantages of the windmills. So these are the outlines that we will discuss in our today's lecture. Now the question arises, what is a solar energy? Radiation energy which is produced by the sun and comes to the ground, this energy is called solar energy. It is clean and renewable source of energy. It can be harnessed by solar collection method such as solar cells. This energy can be converted into useful energy such as electricity. These are some of the images which shows that how the solar energy can be converted into other reusable or useful form of energy to use it for the daily purposes. Now, energy from the sun is abundant. The earth receives 176 petawatt incoming solar radiation. So it is a high amount of energy which the earth receives in the form of radiation from the sun. Solar power system could meet the world current total energy demand. So it is enough amount of energy that it can fulfill all the requirement of the man on the earth's surface. This is a diagram which shows that how the solar radiation come to the earth's surface. Now it is solar energy can be used in two ways. One is passive solar energy, in which we use directly the solar energy by using heating, lighting, drying and for ventilation purposes. The second form is active solar energy, conversion of the solar energy into useful form of energy, for example electricity, by using some special instrument. The first one is passive solar energy, that how the energy can be directly used for daily purposes. So the first one is architecture and urban planning. For example, green building concepts. So the green building concepts are included in passive solar energy, that how urban planning and architecture can be used, or how the passive solar energy can be used for architecture and urban planning. So greenhouse building is one of the example of architecture and urban planning. The second one is agriculture and horticulture. It includes technique such as plantation cycles. So plantation cycles is basically the example of agriculture and horticulture, which is also a passive solar form of energy. The third one is solar lightning. Day lightning and hybrid solar lightning are included into it. And the third and the last one is solar thermal. It includes water heating, and cooking. So these are some of the form in which we use the solar energy in the form of passive solar energy form. The second one is, which is the most important one nowadays, is active solar energy form. In this case, we harness the power to generate electricity. Number A, solar thermal energy. In this case, we heat up liquid to make steam in order to generate electricity. This is the images in which we concentrate the solar radiation on a cotton piece using magnifying glass. So it is one of the form of solar thermal energy which is used for useful purposes. For example, to convert the liquid into steam to generate electricity. It is also one of the experiment which we were used, in which the concentrated reflected light is used to heat up the liquid which is present in the container. And this is basically the solar power plant which is used for electricity. Now, the active solar energy, we use it in the form of photovoltaic method. Now, what is solar cells? Solar cells are devices that convert light energy into electricity. This is the complete cycle that how solar cell can be used for electricity. So the sunlight comes, it enters into the solar cells. The solar cells convert this solar radiation into electricity, and this electricity then can be used for useful purposes, for example lighting, heating and other purposes. So it is one of the most important step, and it is one of the most famous form of energy source nowadays in Pakistan, that we use it in our daily lives. This slide shows the advantages of solar energy. It is a renewable source of energy, as sun is an everlasting source of energy, because we know that all the energy are not sources can be vanished with the passage of time. It is the only sun energy, solar radiation, only the energy which is coming from the sun is everlasting. So that's why it is the renewable source of energy, because sun will be present there and it will provide us energy, and we convert this energy into our useful form of energy. It is non-polluting, as it does not release any greenhouse gases. As we know that nowadays most of the fossil fuel burning produce some greenhouse gases and some other toxic gases to the environment, which pollute our environment, and it is a very big issue. So one of the advantages of the solar energy is it cannot release any greenhouse gases, so it is highly environmental friendly. It does not produce any noise like wind energy. So noise is also a form of pollution. So it cannot produce any kind of noise pollution like the wind energy produce. Solar cells are recyclable. So you can use solar energy in a recyclable form. You can use it and then again you can recharge it and then you can use it for again and again. Solar energy is uniformly distributed all over the earth. This is one of the biggest advantages, that the solar energy is uniformly distributed all over the world. There are some small amount of disadvantages which are concerned with solar energy. One of the biggest disadvantages of solar energy is it is highly diffuse. I need special collector to make it efficient. So it is little bit expensive, because the special collector are little bit expensive to make it more efficient. We cannot use the sun radiation directly because they are diffuse. So for this purpose we will use a special collector which convert the solar energy into special form of energy. The efficiency of solar cell is very less. Generate only about 45 milliwatts per square inch. So as compared to the other form of energy, the efficiency is very low. Solar energy is not available at night. Therefore, we need special storage facility that store the solar radiation during daytime, and then we can use it at night time as well. So we cannot use it at night time because no solar radiation is available at night time, so we cannot use it at night time. So it is one of the biggest disadvantage of solar radiation. Solar cells are very expensive as compared to the other form of energy. As compared to the fossil fuels, it is expensive. And another biggest disadvantages of the solar radiation is, in some solar cell we use cadmium telluride, which produce cadmium, which is highly toxic and pollute our ecosystem. The second part of today's lecture is wind energy and wind power. What is wind energy and wind power? In layman language, air in motion is called wind. All renewable energy except tidal and geothermal comes from sun. Earth receives 1.74 into 10 raised to the power 17 watt of power per hour from the sun. About 1 to 2% of this energy is converted into wind. Horizontal and vertical motion of the air is affected by earth rotation. Winds are influenced by ground surface at altitude up to 100 meters. Wind is slowed by surface roughness and obstacles. When dealing with the wind energy, we are concerned with the surface wind. Now, wind turbines. Wind turbines are basically apparatus that convert the wind energy into other usable form of energy. So a wind turbine obtain its power from the wind and convert it into torque. Due to torque, the rotor's blade move because the wind has some rotors. When the wind energy strike these rotors, it produces torque. The moment of the rotors depends upon density of air, rotor area and wind speed. So, establishing a wind turbine, we should keep in mind density of the air, area of the rotor and wind speed, because these influence the power of the windmills. The kinetic energy of the moving body is proportional to its mass. Most common turbines are with 3-blade system. So this is the image that how the windmills, a wind turbine look like. The next important thing in wind energy is windmill design. A windmill capture wind and convert it into electricity. The design of the windmill is the important part of how efficient it will be. While designing of the windmill, one must decide the size of the turbine and generator. So this is the image of the windmill that convert the wind energy into usable form of energy. Orientation is also important in designing the windmill. So based on orientation, turbines can be categorized into vertical axis and horizontal axis. Now the first one is vertical axis. Vertical axis has certain advantages, like it is omnidirectional, accept wind from all directions. Component can be mounted at ground level. Theoretically need less material to capture the same amount of wind. These are some of the images of vertical axis windmills. However, vertical axis has more disadvantages as compared to its advantages. In vertical axis turbines, rotors near the ground where the wind is poor. Centrifugal forces stresses the blades. Poor self-starting capabilities. Never been commercially successful. This slide shows the advantages of wind power. The wind blows day and night, which allow the windmills to produce electricity. Wind power is available in all coastal areas. The decreasing cost make it viable energy source worldwide. It is a renewable energy source. It has also some environmental advantages. For example, it does not produce carbon dioxide, so it is not involved in global warming. There is no use of fossil fuels, so no greenhouse gas can be produced to the environment. 95% of the land where the windmills are installed can be used for farming purposes. Modern turbines are relatively quiet. Thanks for your patience.